Hey, Sound Engraver here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to an update on a work in progress, my work in progress Luceo. And this is for the 20 by 20 project. I think that's how you would say it, run by Audio Obscura. So as you have it, as you see all these segments here from these colorful tracks here, a little bit of a break, and then more colorful tracks here, you can see that they're more or less the same size. They're more or less the same length. They are, in fact, approximately 20 seconds in length. And really, I would say exactly 20 seconds in length, give or take, inside the second. That might be debatable. But I do have 20 20-second moments. You had heard last week, if you had seen the previous video, my violin. And I did change it up over the week to fit another rhythmic narrative that is the percussion here. And I'm using an Alchemy instrument. If you would like to know what instrument I'm using, it is the Quicksilver Multi SFX drum kit. So this is one of the electronic drum kits provided to you by Logic Pro with the Alchemy plugin. And, since you've listened to violin, had you seen the previous video, let's just get straight into what I had done for the rhythmic section. I wanted more than just solo violin with all the, shimmering aspects of the solo violin. I needed some rhythmic ground here, at least a little bit in the background. And all these are under some kind of reverb as well, so it's kind of a bit in the background, which you will hear in a minute. But I took a drummer track, and it's under Slow Jam, which is the R&B drummer track. That's the sample of many, I believe 10 or 12 samples of the R&B Rose kit. And what I had done was just add some rhythm. I liked to start quite slow. In fact, let's just hear what this sounds like. Well, Logic is being a little finicky right now. So nice and steady. The kick is not so active, it's just chilling. And then a little bit more fills with that snare. And a little louder as well. Adding some toms. And a ride, a little bit more active. And here's where I do add some fills like the tambourine. And then something quite slow. Now, once I have that, and this went with the violin, and I was kind of fidgeting with the rhythm and seeing what might potentially sound nice along the violin. Once I had that, what I did was I duplicated it, highlighted this, hold down Option if you have a Mac, and just drag this down, and it'd be the same thing, but then right-click and convert to MIDI. And there you go. And this is essentially what you see down here, give or take. I did add a few things, and I modified that MIDI track as I went, but it's essentially the same information, and then I converted it to the Alchemy drum kit. And so, having done that, with some minor changes and edits, I came up with something like this. And there you can see the MIDI data. I do believe it's humanized as far as rhythm is concerned, where it's a little off the beat, it's a little off the grid to give you that human feel of an actual human percussionist. go ahead and mute that as well. And then I spent last night just separating every single voice on its own separate track. So this is essentially that Quicksilver drum kit, but every instrument now has its own track. That way I could be more flexible with velocity values and panning and all of that. And I didn't do a lot of panning, just a little bit of changes here. And this is the result. So we'll start with the first section here, right at 1 minute and 20 seconds. Again, every moment is approximately 20 seconds. And I do apologize for Logic being so finicky today, so we might have to do this one at a time. So here is 1 minute 40. Gets into the climax or a focal point at 2 minutes and 20 seconds. With heavier percussion and a little bit more punch in the violin, and a new pitch centricity, which included G in the D minor feel. We're going to get into kind of a pulling away of percussion instruments. New timbre, new texture. A lot lighter. And then no percussion. I just really did like the violin by itself in this moment. It's a little bit right here, and a tiny trail, tiny harmonic trail leading into some new kind of distant percussion. So a lot of reverb and some velocity values are lower or cooler on the cooler end of the spectrum. And it gives you that sense that there is hammering going on, some sort of smith work, like a blacksmith or a silversmith. Which is great because you need fire and heat for that kind of thing. I like kind of that wood cracking sound that my violin has. No wood had cracked. No violin was harmed in this scene. And then another pause in the percussion, a pulling away. And then just a nice D drone with a little bit of A harmony to it, so a D-A interval. You can see it as a fourth or a perfect fifth. but it's A to D, so it's a fourth. And then I really pull out before the big finish. And I do believe the last 40 seconds are the same with the percussion. Oh, I add just a little bit more here. That actually might be a little too much. I'll have to watch out for that. How dare Logic? That was a nice little MIDI note there. We're gonna have to play that again. Let's see. We should go back to 6:30. 6 minutes and 30 seconds. There. I wanted you to be able to hear that. So that's what I have. 20-second moments that still have coherence. It's very easy. I was thinking about this. I put this on Twitter the other day. It's very easy to, if you're a composer working with such small amounts of music in terms of duration, like you need to compose, one thing for 20 seconds and another thing for 20 seconds or 10 seconds or however long or whatever the limitation is. It's very easy when you have those rather fragmented pockets of time, it's easy to go fractal compositionally. So I challenged myself to compose 20-second movements while keeping a coherence, like a bit of narrative, but each 20-second movement is unique to its own. It includes similar instrumentation, but different color and texture. And, for the first minute, for the first 3 20-second intervals, it's just solo violin. The percussion actually doesn't come until 1 minute and 20 seconds in. So that is for my project. I'm pretty much done. I just have to bounce these tracks. Nothing's mixed, nothing's mastered. But I am pretty much done here, and I'm ready to move on to the next project. So hopefully you enjoyed that. This is my piece Luceo, and I would like to expand on this idea in another piece, maybe including voice and hopefully granular synthesis. I just couldn't think of something, couldn't make something sound good in time. I was on a deadline, so this is what I have for my deadline to turn in, and hopefully you enjoyed that. So thanks always for watching and listening. Always be on the lookout for some more sound experimentation every Thursday, some live commentary every Monday nights between 9 and 10 p.m. Eastern Time. And until then, keep producing the art you love, and I will see you next time. Thank you.